probably the best music.
You guys are giggling on my intro, never mind. Anyway, so welcome back, guys, to another round 2 matchup between TaggedOnce versus Icedraco. So we're gonna be looking to feature a little more Zerg into our stream because we didn't really get it too much. And we did see Icedraco really show on up with his Protoss through the tournament. Unfortunately, though, it didn't really work out in his favor, but hey, all journeys need to start somewhere, and apparently this is the one that started things off. I'd love to see how the Zerg did play it out, though I really want to discuss more and more of that Zerg gameplay. But anyway, let's move into this one. Our first map will be La Mancha again. It's one of the most popular maps so far into our tournament. Why is that so, guys? Do you have any idea why La Mancha is so popular? Come on.
I personally don't have any idea.
Like, I think because of La Mancha has a lot of... It's very, very familiar for me. Like, it feels familiar in a sense, but at the same time, it has all of those high ground dynamics in the middle of the map, so it really becomes battles of the side sometimes. And it is also familiar to basically how sieges can work. So you can really put some artillery all the way up to that high ground, put some ranged units, and surprise your opponent as they push on in. But hey, it is what it is, and let's get into another game, round number 2 matchup between Icedraco and TaggedOnce, and let's get into this battle.
Yeah.
So if you guys are just having some fun right now, we are just looking to get things done. If you guys do wants to set up something into the near future, feel free to hit us up. I think it'll be really, really exciting to have a few show matches here and there for specific people. Will we get a BGH, Big Game Hunter 4v4? I think that's the ultimate test of not only the netcode of StarCraft Brood War, but also the patience to really see everything along the way. But anyway, guys, so let's get into this matchup already. Introducing first, on the top left of La Mancha, it is gonna be our yellow Protoss, Icedraco, in the 11 o'clock position.
Dun, 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 dun.
And look at this, opponents. You know, we don't see Zerg too much, and I can see why. There's a thing up on top of the hatchery. We don't talk about it. You guys can think whatever that is. But on the top right, on a Zerg, great to see. I don't know, this is like yellow-green. It's like mud. It's like, ooh, extracted chick. It's our Zerg player TaggedOnce.
Dun, 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 dun.
Also known as Lumot Green.
Lumot Green, is that how it is? Ano, so if you guys think about it, BGH 4v4, 1 hour minimum. I think we'll just go crazy, especially if we cast that thing. But you know, sometimes you just want to do something fun, and that sounds like a interesting one-off. You want to cast a Grow game?
You need to pass me to our game.
Okay, let me talk to this real quick. I don't really like recasting things, honestly. As a commentator myself, I respect the choice to get those commentators in the first place. If they were the ones chosen and they have really proved their mettle in the first place, then they deserve to be heard on that cast. Now, I do understand the notice and the usefulness of recasting a few replays here and there, and the most acceptable one for me is because of a different language, but usually I see that more from amateur casters, people who are really trying to learn. And it really, you know, it really is just all about making your own opportunities, and I feel like that's the way I've gone through my career doing broadcasting. So, you know, it's just not my thing to recast replays, honestly. It really is. If this replay hasn't been done, then sure. If it's a tournament, then sure. But recasting something professional, I'll let the people who did it handle it, because you know, I can hear what they do, and I'm not a meme caster. Like, if it's a meme cast, then sure, that's another fun thing to do. Like, you're just making fun of things here and there, just having a laugh. But a proper cast deserves the proper treatment, and it's also a work of art, if you honestly say so. But you know what else is a work of art? This game. And oh my God, Forge Fast Expand in the proper matchup. Hey, look.
No cheese.
We did it.
This is a tough game. No cheese. This is sad.
It's a pretty standard game.
It's a pretty standard.
I'm surprised the Zerg didn't even bother to go 6 pool. He's actually going.
No. I think it's a pretty late pool. I think this is a 12 pool, honestly, if I'm not mistaken. It It might even be a 14 pool, honestly, because it didn't feel like an overpool. It wasn't really at the limit. TaggedOnce really did wait on out and play the economy first to get some gas on, and he does want to play some metabolic boost action as well. And for TaggedOnce, I did want to feature him also because he was also part of the quarantine tournament, also from StarCraft 2. And you can really see when someone comes from StarCraft 2, they have these biases coming on in. As you know, for TaggedOnce, get the pool, but get the extractor by hatchery timing. And on the other side here on Brood War, well, if you're not going to be using that metabolic boost for your build, then don't bother till you're on lair tech, right?
Yeah.
Hydrogen is on the way.
Sige lang guys, if you want to hit us up with a show match, sure, why not? I would love to get a little deeper in the Brood War scene and meet people along the way as the Zerglings is chilling there smacking the probe who does get the scouts. But for our Icedraco here, he might be feeling confident in a bit because he sees all this aggression potentially from TaggedOnce. He sees 2 hatchery, but basically there are no units coming out of it. Now when you see a lineup like this, you'd expect it's 2 hatch, maybe even 3 hatch Hydra. But this is all TaggedOnce has, 2 Zerglings, and a Zealot now looking to march on in, and honestly, I feel like this one Zealot can really put in such a big damage looking into this game.
Yeah. I'm surprised that the Protoss hasn't reacted to this, like, even spam leads. I think he's just probing up.
It feels a little more at home, honestly, seeing all the probe and drone up. It really is all about macro here and now. But with this one Zealot, it is gonna be an unstoppable force of meeting many movable objects. And 2 of those drones gonna go down. That's gonna hurt that middle line quite a lot.
But good defense here by TaggedOnce. Only losing 2 drones for a Zealot. Still good.
Yeah, I think the Zealot messed up kinda there. He did hold position and he was caught by 3 Zerglings.
It was almost into the crew vice. It could have been a little better there for Icedraco, but it is what it is. It's just a scouting Zealot, and taking care of 2 drones is a pretty big deal because it does slow down the economy of opponent. Is the Zealot pretending to be a Hydralisk? I'm you. Eventually now they're gonna go for the fight.
I am you, but better.
I'm you, but better. I have swords for hands instead of spines, and this is Icedraco right now. Trying to give a chase. Good microphone from TaggedOnce. Impressive. Running around on that creep, and I believe he has the augments already to go, so the Zealot has to just die, basically. It's just gonna take all the spines right now, and that is just enough for the Hydra to get the takedown there. Not bad again from TaggedOnce. He is on 2 base looking for a 3rd. But overall, it still feels like Icedraco up on that tech tree and looking really, really good with double the probe count.
Yeah.
Going for the Templar tech, and Storm is on the way for our Protoss player.
Ooh, is it Psystorm side? It's gonna be really, really interesting because Icedraco having the right idea. He knows he's against many of these light units. These Zerglings don't actually have metabolic boost yet, that's for sure. And on the other side of the coin, it's really just all about Hydra's ear, and now no Evil Chamber to get that +1 on, no lair for the Lurker tech as well. And this is looking really interesting for TaggedOnce. It's a very, very late 3 base hatch, 3 hatch Hydra push. And it feels like it can be pretty decisive in a way or 2, but Icedraco is just looking really, really solid so far. He has cannons coming on the way. This should be enough to get the damage done. And the Hydralisk push has been stopped, and Icedraco in such a commanding spot.
Yeah. It was a good decision for Zerglings to actually get the speed. Even if you don't go for the range. As soon as you see the wall and there's no units, yeah, I would have used the Protoss player.
Anyway, right now the High Templar waiting on the outskirts, looking to get the zap on. In the meantime though, it really is a Scorch gonna be dropping on down, but even though with the gate busted, Icedraco is in a prime spot. Now is the Psystorm available? I think it is. I think it is finished up and he can't really go for the cast at any point in time, but here comes another of these high temps looking to get the float on. You know, Psystorm gonna be a good way to really crackle. It seems like for Icedraco though, he's waiting for something else to show on up before he unleashes the AoE.
But there's so many cannons. I don't think he can be able to push this, especially with Storm is done.
Yeah. And as of the moment, guys, we are getting updates from our grand final, so we can really get into this one. But we'll finish the series. It's going to be a fun one anyway to begin with here on our round number 2 replay cast. As here comes the Psystorm right now! Huge one, destroying all those Hydras and the screeches of those slitherers, just basically the snakes are going down. And still more and more of these hatcheries looking to get some production. It's time for TaggedOnce to potentially drone on up, but I feel like it's a little too late because this is going to be a big number of zealots coming his way. And oh my god, even High Temp right now looking to get in position. Dark Templar might be a good way to mix and match a few things even without the Corsairs. But for now, it's Icedraco looking very ahead.
The storm, delicious.
It's huge, absolutely on points, completely remarkable to really get the hits on. Creep colonies though will come online, and honestly, if Icedraco realizes the situation, oh what a guy! He goes for the side storm in behind. The High Templar though will die into the field of battle, but that's what the Zealots are for, mopping the floor off the opposition. And TaggedOnce only has a little bit of time before the Zealots make it. They're already here actually, and the Creep colonies, he's doing absolutely nothing. They're gonna try to turn into Sunkens instead, but honestly here for Icedraco, you just go for the run on by and ignore everything that's going on here. We do see drones though now moving on over to the natural. There are going to be Zerglings as well. It's time to clean up onto the Creep colony. One of the Sunk colonies do come on up, but it is a lot squishier than its Creep variant. And it's time for the brawl. It's time for the beatdown here and now on the Creep. And Icedraco should be able to clean this up by this point. It is the Zealots right now bringing victory for our yellow Protoss, unless anything else out of nowhere happens in a matchup like this. And there, GG is called. GG is called.
Imagine
Imagine if one ultra popped up.
So what do you guys think about that one? What really was the issue there? I mean, we're glad we got to show off a Zerg, but it really goes to show not really too many Zerg players in our bracket so far. And why do you think is that so?
Basically, Protoss is OP. That is why.
Okay, that's
Well,
I don't
in my
expect
opinion,
much. Mhm.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sid.
in my opinion, if I'm the Zerg and I went for 3 hatch, I just put more units and then just attack on overtiming.
That's true. It's really, I feel like it was just a big delay there from TaggedOnce, and he could have done a little better in that regard. But hey, it is what it is, and we are going to be looking to get into another battle here and now. But hey, it's time to get into map number 2 so we can move on to our grand finals, which are getting some upgrades, and I'm very excited for that, which me and PandaUser are going to be casting exclusively without the mess and a half that is going to be the everyone cast. But hey, Circuit Breakers now, map number 2, guys, and let's get into this one.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be an interesting one here and now, as it's another time, another PvZ, and let's make Mizzle. Why don't you do the intros? I'll just do the camera roll for you.
Let's go.
Okay, on the bottom left, our Protoss, TaggedOnce.
What? You already messed it up. You already messed it up.
No.
Again,
No.
try again.
No.
It never happened,
Okay.
guys. The last 10 seconds didn't happen. Again, introduce.
Okay, introducing our Protoss player on the lower left, Icedraco.
Wow.
I got colorblind, man.
How you got colorblind and you messed up the names? How do you even
It's
do
orange,
that?
right? It's
How do you,
orange.
orange versus I don't know what that is. That side. Okay, next guy. Come on, let's go, Mizzle.
You can do it.
And on the top right corner is the Zerg himself, TaggedOnce.
Good job, guys. So, honestly, let's discuss the matchup first. I feel like we haven't really seen PvZ play properly all tournament, except the one time we actually saw Corsairs. I felt like that was the only time it really felt into a meta kind of thing. But But take the note in the PvZ, of course, the importance of really that air control. Now, it has really become the standard, especially in the last decade, that Corsairs be such a big component into the Protoss arsenal. Bother those overlords as much as possible, and it's a very quick response from Azur usually. Scourge flying on in, committing suicide if those neuron flares don't really destroy the Surge in the first place. But if I remember correctly, there is a critical mass where if you do have enough of those Corsairs, you can just insta-give any kind of cluster the Scourge just tried to do.
Yeah, but we haven't seen any matches with Scourge.
Yeah, I know, right? We haven't seen lurkers as well. We keep thinking that there is gonna be the 2-3 hatch lurker kind of situation, but it never really amounts to a layer tech. It does stay on to Hydra, and it really just blows up in the face of our Zerg players. Because TaggedOnce right now, he needs to time things out properly. He's on the 40-minute mark. He is gonna have a extractor with a spawning pool. And now the real question is, will he go for Hydras again, or will he finally get that metabolic boost on Zerg being morphed on in Forge Fast Expand yet again here for Icedraco? 2 cannons though, I feel like might be a little bit of overkill, because he does... Oh, he's not gonna go for the gateway rather, so it's fine, I guess. It's fine right now. He might want to set up for a potential natural, but usually you only need one and rotate around with your probes.
I think it's because he saw that it's a pull first. That's why he went for that early 2 cannons. So with pull first, you get extra links out earlier. So yeah.
That's understandable, actually.
And 2 cannons is a safe way to go about it. It was a pretty hefty investment here for Icedraco. And now he's gonna get that Nexus. He is gonna go for the gateway as well. And like we said before, if you are gonna play that 2 cannon system, well, you can just leave the things onto its own devices. The cannons can shoot fast enough to prevent any run on by. Maybe the metabolic boost though might make a difference here. But honestly, for any Zerg player, I feel like the real answer in Brood War is to be looking for those base sets, to get onto the tech. And if you're not gonna go for an all-in, just play defensively, play with a way that you're able to make sure that all your bases are belonging to yourself, and really bring in the might of the swarm quicker than your opponents.
It's the one big Hydra. This is interesting.
Yeah, immediately goes to Hydra, gonna be looking to get a second, but it really feels like TaggedOnce is trying to really go for a mixed match of a composition that isn't really panning out. And immediately the investment onto the augments onto the Hydra as well, meaning that there is not gonna be much, there's not gonna be much units right now, and he is down on the drone count again, only has 2 army supply, and this is looking really interesting here because Icedraco can take advantage one more time. He already has that second base up and running, and he's feeling so confident that he has a hole up on top.
Yeah, it's never good to see Protoss have more probes or workers per se than a Zerg. So yeah. I think this game will play out like last game if he doesn't drone up properly.
Yeah, it feels like it's the rule of +1 still not being held by TaggedOnce, and now just in desperation to try and get ahead of his opponent, he's gonna go for a 3rd hatchery there and then, but he doesn't really have the backing of the bank of Zerg behind him. Only 14 of these drones right now looking to come on at. Very interesting to see what's going to be next on the list as the hatchery is being built. On the other side though, it's again the Sentinel of Adun to enable potentially building those Templar archives, and leg enhancements a big deal to make those zealots even more pesky. And speaking of the zealots right now, marching on forward, going to that high ground, we do see the hatchery on the natural already. 3rd base now being built. Still we'll have the Overlord getting scout information. And does TaggedOnce even know where Icedraco is? Seems like it's not the case. Got a little bit of a glimpse earlier on, but still no confirmation, that's for sure.
Yeah. I don't think he knows. Yeah, the Overlord hasn't even scouted that yet.
Yeah, it took a break there and it saw absolutely nothing. But by this point in time, he should know that there's nothing on the top left, so he can surmise, by process of elimination in that regard. But still, here we go with the Zealots getting some value all the way in. The Zerglings right now going for the pokes, and that is going to be a takedown there. These drones right now keeping the top up on with the mineral counts. And where did all the drones here go? They have disappeared. They have gone poof.
They're all the natural.
They all went to natural, exactly. They have transitioned. For some reason.
They have ascended.
100 IQ play.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, the opponent now, maybe this is TaggedOnce playing a big brain play. He's baiting out that, oh, my natural has all the drones, has that many drones. Of course, my main has those too. But I do feel like Icedraco knows that this is only a bluff as he's going more gateways instead. A simulator gonna be there as well here with another cannon just to be safe. And TaggedOnce is just looking to play the economy game, but Icedraco is winning out in that department pretty heavily. Anyway, guys, PvZ interesting. It's been an interesting affair so far. Still, I'm not seeing any of the Stargate situation, and he is really staying on gateways. Now, gateways only against PvZ is pretty old school. You can really go for the High Templar as well in the first place, but it does allow you to get overrun in many regards, especially when the Zerg is able to get the encirclement on. So it really is gonna be an interesting time in a scenario like this. And we're getting a taste of Z on a taste of P, which we will have the grand finals after this match. So we are gonna go straight to the grand finals, ladies and gents. Don't worry about that. We'll just take a quick little break to make sure everything is fine and dandy, and we will be moving on into the grand finals after the series is over. But still, here comes Icedraco with the exodus of these zealots. Now, he is banking on for those like enhancements to pop as soon as he's close to his opponents. But this is 1v1 Zergling scouting things out already. Here we go with the roll. Zergling trying to get some damage. It'll just fall pretty quickly. And here comes TaggedOnce already on the defensive end, trying to get a creep colony. But same scenario as Icedraco moves on in. A little too late for anything. It's just a push here. And now from our zealots, it seems like Icedraco is trying to decide what is he actually going to be killing in this regard.
It's a bloodbath.
It's a disaster.
The zealots are eating these drones.
And it really feels like TaggedOnce is just overcompensating in many regards. A while ago, he was heavily behind on drones, so he tried to catch up. And what did that lead? That led to absolutely nothing being built instead. Those are the eggs turning into drones and nothing else, and all the hard work that the TaggedOnce tried to do just falls on over. No queens to really inject you those larvae in the first place. It is all we got with the hatchery. And if you're not going to be building properly, you're not going to be building enough of an army to begin with, it is going to be an absolute overrun. 8 army supply to 28 on Icedraco. That's absolutely huge, especially with the value the zealots give in the first place. And this is going to be an easy walk on in here for Icedraco.
I'm still alive. Wow.
That is OP.
18 HP in the dream. Look at that cell. I thought it was actually gonna win. Did you research Lurker? Not even if I remember correctly. No Lurker whatsoever. And it really is the absolute bloodbath. But hey, Icedraco with a deserved win here. He does get the push all the way, and this should be it for this series. TaggedOnce really gave it a shot here in the Brood War tournament, but it is what it is, and it's with a few games already coming online from our grand finals. Well, I'm happy to report that we can really get into the meats of the crux of this tournament after this match. But hey, Creep Colony is now looking to come online. Sunken Colonies are the desperate endeavor here, but Icedraco into that mineral line. Zerg is just dying yet again. That Lair Tech, an absolute witness so far. And in the end, it's still all about the drone on up. A sneaky hatchery there. Here comes more and more of those things. And TaggedOnce yet again overcompensating, but with the wrong ideas, with the wrong units as well. These Link cannot make it out in time. The Zealots don't even care. They're slashing and dashing and really destroying everything and anything that is to offer. Well, Icedraco even going for a third base all the way on the western side.
Yeah, like every Zerg is just being slaughtered left and right.
Yeah,
It's not happening. He never made one either list.
Yeah, I don't think he actually got any value of that item in the first place. A little too ambitious on those upgrades, and it never really panned out to anything. GG now called Icedraco with a victory, and he did move on to round number 3 there to face off against Cruel, and you guys know how that one went. And TaggedOnce is just a sport. He just wants to learn how to play this game, and well played there to Icedraco, and I love again basically how these players are going to learn Sidestorm onto the building as well. It's great banter here. I commend both TaggedOnce and Icedraco for having a good time and looking to really learn a little more. Yeah, the standard Losana, not standard whatsoever. Something that TaggedOnce needs to read on. And this might be some celebratory side storms along the way. The poor Overlord taking the brunt of the damage there. Hydra's gonna go down, TBH bago lang. We can tell Mr. TaggedOnce. But congratulations anyway through joining the tournament. And it is an absolute pleasure to be able to check you out alongside Icedraco. Oh, look at this. There you go. See? Confirmed in the chats. But there, that is victory here for Icedraco. We can give them a score already. And that is GG being called. Good luck to all our tournament goers. And speaking of tournament goers, we're gonna be moving into the last half, into the last part, into the crescendo of the tournament as those outs are grunting. So before I pitch it off, I say goodbye to Mr. XtinC as well as Mizzle. I do wanna request you something as we watch these outs just kill everything again and again. Can you guys make a Zealot grunt sound? What is the best Zealot grunt sound you guys can make?
Oh god, no.
No, the attacking sound, not the one.
My life for R. I think that's Overlord. That's Overlord. What
Yeah,
are
I
you
want
doing,
the sound they're making. Something like that. Okay, amazing. What great content we got, guys. There you go. That was TaggedOnce versus Icedraco. Another round 2 game just to wait on that for our grand finals. And it's great to be able to showcase a few of our StarCraft 2 constituents as well. And they really showed that they want to try out Brood War, and hopefully they can be an addition to the Brood War community into the future. But we will be taking our final break, guys. It is finally time to get into the grand finals. And let's get it on in just a bit. Co-casting with me is going to be PandaUser only. We're going to be treating that one with proper love and care. And we'll be right back. This is the Brood War League, the Grand Finals coming your way.